size, good quickness, same. They look almost like mirror images, don't they?
That's right. Neither one. Iowa State always worries about size disadvantage, but this is one time that they're equal to the size of Miami.
We are underway. Miami will control. Good man-to-man matchup underneath. And the first shot of the day. They got a miss and a rebound. Cyclones pushing it up the floor. Harper with a steal. And Virgil saves it from being a fast break basket.
Well, Harper should have bounced the ball off there. The hands always go right out at waist high when you're going to go for the interceptions. But Harper, tremendous steals. We mentioned on the top of the show, he ranks in the top 5 of 3 categories. One of them is steal, a little bit, almost 3.5 steals a game, and that's tremendous.
They set it up again. They want to get the ball to Harper.
They do a lot of picking, no matter where Harper starts in the offense, on the wing where he is now or down on the blocks. They end up picking, and he sees the ball. Good little player there at Newsom, number 10, little 5'9" guard out of Toledo, was a second teamer in the Mid-American Conference.
There's Harper, and he can't hit it. Nice save.
Good save by Hornacek. Hornacek, good rebounding guard, averages almost 4 rebounds a game from that guard position.
They put a cap on the basket here. They just can't find it, Gary.
Well, kind of unusual. Tompkins is not a shooter from that range, has done a good job this year of controlling himself and knowing what his role is in his range of shooting. Even though his percentage of shots has been good, he just doesn't range that far.
Down the lane, nice drive and a chance for a three-point play. 44, Lamont Hanna, a starter today in place of Jeff First at center.
Well, you see Hanna right here, brings Hill up as he puts the ball over. Hill gets, or rather, it was not Hill back there on the front side. It was Hill picking him up as he goes for the basket and a chance to go for the three-point opportunity.
Yeah, here's his weakness, 42% foul shooter. But he got that one. It's a 3-0 game on a three-point play by Lamont Hanna. Cyclones bring it up. A motion team. Like the man-to-man defense, like to play you straight up.
Yeah, both clubs will play a lot of man-for-man. Good help that time by Hanna inside of the hedge.
Oh, there's a steal. Harper.
Big start for Miami here. And a good lead pass out to Hanna, and he just takes it home.
Five nothing. We've played just 2 minutes here in the first half of this game.
I think Iowa State right now, they run their offense. Look for that guy 44, number Jeff Grayer. Good way to start with him inside.
Miami's really packed inside there, Gary.
Well, there's the guy that's equal of Ron Harper. He's a tremendous talented player. He's a kid that's overlooked in the Big 8 Conference because he's in the shadow of Danny Manning, but he's coming out of that. He had a great Big 8 final against Kansas, 25 points and 6 rebounds, and most of that coming a lot when Manning was covering him.
We got a 5-2 ball game. Miami leads. 17:20 left to go in the first half. Frank Herzog with Gary Thompson in Minnesota.
Great matchup of stars on this end, too, because you got Grayer, one of the top defensive players in the Big 8 Conference, covering Ron Harper.
Oh, that's a pretty baseline shot. Eric Newsom with his first bucket of the day.
Well, he's the 7th all-time scorer with 1,249 points for Miami, so he's able to light it up and give some outside help to Harper.
Rebounds. Let's see what they can run. Nope. They're going to settle it down. Iowa State is back. You see the Iowa State bench right there, all in yellow. Johnny Orr is sitting down off the floor area. He's a laid-back veteran coach. This is his 6th year there.
Well, he can get with it, Frank. He can get excited about this game, and you might see him pop up off the bench a few times before this afternoon's over.
We got a foul. First one of the day, and it's Hornacek who gets it.
There's really good matchups. Gary Tompkins for Iowa State's a good defensive player, and he's on Eric Newsom, a little 5'9" guard who's quick. Hornacek picks up the foul here, reaching in.
Second foul on Iowa State. No team fouls on Miami so far. 7-2, Miami leads. Early going, both teams. Well, Miami seems to have a little bit more poise, and I'm surprised by that. They had a lot of trouble getting into town.
Well, Hill makes a good block, but off the block it falls in the hands of Claiborne. He gets it down for 2, and Miami's roared out here to a 9-2 lead.
7-point edge. Iowa State trying to get the good shot. Again at Miami defense. Look at them pack inside there. They're all in the paint. Good shot.
Grayer has really increased his range of shooting. He was a basket player last year most of the time, but he's brought it out where he'll hit the 15 to 18-foot shot.
All right, Iowa State coming back now. Hornacek, and a chance for a three-point play.
That's the Cyclones game. They have to lead normally in steals, and causing turnovers enables them to get in the transition break. Here you see Hornacek. Staker kind of fell down, goes up, hits Hornacek across the arm, and Hornacek gets it down, and a chance to get Iowa State back in it.
He could pull them within 2 now with 15:40 left to go in the first half. Nope. And a tip is a miss. There's that man again, Ron Harper.
Averages 11.6 rebounds a game in addition to that 24/7 scoring average.
You know, Al McGuire talks about teams having an aircraft carrier. This guy may be the fleet. He's been in double figures 29 times this year. Double figures in rebounding 23 times. He got 98 steals, 70 block shots, 60 dunks. And occasionally he gets help.
Now Hannah going after it, and they look like they're attacking Hill inside, who's been known to get in foul trouble, and they're really trying to jam the ball down inside here in the early going.
Meanwhile, the Cyclones just can't find the range.
Look at the speed of Newsom. He blew by Thompson.
And Harper missed the dunk. Newsom again. And again they can't get it in.
Good spin dribble by Tompkins.
Looked the man off and a nice steal.
Great hustle by Staker to get back and break it up.
That's 3 turnovers for Iowa State so far.
Excuse me, Frank. I think Tompkins wanted to take that ball himself and got cut off, and then went back to the pass, and it was too late.
All right, Miami going to set it up. Here's Harper way out on top. He'll play a little quarterback, huh?
He'll start there. Watch him down. That ends. What Johnny Orr said, it ends up in his hands. Good job by Grayer there, Frank, of screening Harper as he missed the shot. He went back for the ball, but Grayer screened him off. And as you said, this defense, they're giving up 12 and 13-footers right now. Iowa State's going to have to make them.
That time Ronnie Virgil did. Almost a steal, but it's going to be a foul. Going to be a foul against him, his first of the day, right after he scores a bucket. A little too aggressive. There's a timeout on the court with the score. Miami 11, Iowa State 8. It's fine, thank you. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the guy on the left. Yeah, with a striped tie. You got to use a shot of him coming out. All right. There's Jerry Pearson, the head coach of Miami of Ohio. Second year here. His record is 44 and 17 going in. Coach of the year in the Mid-America Conference. He was the rookie coach of the year last year, and he's been at Miami of Ohio forever, hadn't he?
Well, he was an assistant there at Miami for 15 years, and on the other side, on the Iowa State bench sits Jim Hallahan, one of Johnny Orr's assistants. He was a teammate with Pearson at Miami of Ohio. They played in the 60s, about 65, 6, and 7, somewhere in there together. So
he looks very intense, but he's kind of an easygoing guy. He's a lot of fun.
Well, he's led this club 2 straight 20-win seasons. Shooting percentages, Miami off to a red-hot start, 5 of 7, 71%.
Oh, there's Hornacek. What a pretty steal, excuse me. Pretty steal, and now they can't get the shot. But we'll get a foul. There's Ron Virgil again, trying to make something happen.
Looks like
it's going to go against him. Right. That's 2 fouls on Virgil.
There's Hornacek, who holds the career steal record for Iowa State, makes it right here. It's going to come down. A little crossover dribble there, beats the defensive man inside to Virgil, goes up, but the defensive man planted right there, and Virgil called for the offensive foul.
We got to reach him. This time it's Hornacek who gets the foul. And real quickly, Iowa State's getting in foul trouble here. That's 5 team fouls on him, the second on Hornacek.
Well, they've come with the trap. It looked like they had a good double team over there. They got Hornacek called for the foul. I think that's his second.
This, if you're wondering, is an elevated floor at the Metrodome. It's about 30 inches off the artificial surface of the football field. And it is a brand new basketball floor, $35,000 worth. The rims and everything is brand new. In fact, the players have said the rims are a little tight.
Yeah, that's one thing to watch for, is that I noticed in the first game we did Akron and Michigan that there were some long rebounds, and shooting on this floor yesterday, you could really tell that these were tight rims.
LaFester Rhodes. Excuse me, that's Eddie Schilling who's in the ball game. The substitution. Driving the baseline there. We've got contact again. Is that another foul? That's another foul on Ron Virgil, and that's 3. They're going to have to put him down.
And now you've got Orr up off the bench. I told you that he can be aggressive, and he'll go after him, but he's upset with the last 2 calls as Virgil picks up his second, and Iowa State, or his third? Is that the third foul?
That's his third foul, 7 minutes into the ball game. That hurts.
He adds chemistry. That hurts Iowa State. Ron Virgil sitting down. He's the kind of kid that can get out. He can make things happen. You see Johnny Orr, he's upset. He's unhappy.
He's suddenly got interested, real interested here. What's going on? He's really turned this program around. You know, they used to average about 6,400 people a game at Iowa State. This year they average 14,000.
Back-to-back 20-win seasons. First time ever that Iowa State's been in the 20-win column.
11-8, Miami leads. Tight ball game here. We expect a little bit more run and gun. They're running and they're gunning, but they're not hitting anything. Harper with a steal.
Bad selection right there. Had no chance. A 2 defensive man between himself, Tompkins, and the receiver Hornacek.
Well, Iowa State's had problems. They've got 5 turnovers so far, 16 fouls. Next foul, Miami goes into the bonus situation. And we're still 12 minutes to go in the first half. Harper stripped. They doubled him that time.
Grayer, good defensive job.
Pretty shot, pretty shot.
Elmer Robinson made the All-Big 8 bench team for those kids that come off the bench and really play well. He's been playing excellent basketball for Johnny Orr off the bench. Gives them offense.
Now we're down to what we expected, a 1-point game. They're still playing at man defense. Inside and another collision. The foul's on 44. He fouled 44. That's his first.
It's on Jeff Grayer helping out Sammy Hill. And, you know, they switched. They were originally going with Jeff First as a starter, but they went to Lamont Hanna. And I think that reason is Hanna is quicker in there. They can take it inside, and they're really challenging on Sam Hill, trying to get him in some foul trouble.
Hill's not very big. Not a lot of bulk there.
And I think he's going to have to lay off of him, drop back, make Hanna show that he can hit the outside shot instead of pressing him, letting him get the advantage going for the basket.
Missed the second one. And the Cyclones again have a chance to tie.
3-2 zone. Ron Hunter up there in the top of that. Oh,
They got under it and he walked. Hanna leads Miami right now with 6 points. Grayer leads Iowa State with 4.
Boy, turnovers just killing Iowa State. They got to feel lucky right now to only be down 2 to this fine Miami Ohio ball club.
I'm a little surprised by this, Gary, because Iowa State got in on time yesterday. They went through their full practice and everything. Miami of Ohio, they never did get into practice yesterday because of all the storm problems and trying to fly. Their luggage got lost. I heard at one point it was in Texas somewhere.
A little tough for us, too. We never got to see him play until he came out here on the court to warm up. So
Newsom with his first foul. And that's 2 team fouls now on Miami. Coaches will substitute, try to settle things down a little bit. Virgil's coming back in. He's going to be playing with 3 fouls here in the first half. So Johnny Orr taking a bit of a gamble here with his guard. Miami's effectively taken Hornacek out of his game so far. Now, just as I say that, he pops a jumper and he coaxes it in.
Gets the roll. Those rims we talked about softened up a little bit there, and I think it's Hornacek's basket.
4 points for Hornacek. Averages about 14 a game. They're going to give it to Robinson. They're going to give it to Robinson, despite what we say.
Beautiful pass by Schilling.
Cleveland State is leading Indiana 60-53 in the second half.
Boy, there's some shockers around on scores. Sometimes they don't always hold up. Akron gave Michigan all they wanted in this first game, winning 70-64.
Virgil with a rebound. We got another foul. This time it's going against Miami, I believe, against Eric Newsom.
He picks up now 2 quick ones, and they're going to set him down, give him a rest.
Also into the ball game, David Moss, the senior forward. He comes in for Sam Hill.
Had a great performance in the Big 8 conference tournament in the semifinals. Iowa State was in a lot of foul trouble. They were playing Nebraska. He got 8 points and 7 rebounds and really took Iowa State out of trouble.
Wants to be a sportscaster when he's done playing basketball. Works in the offseason at WOI TV. And he's not a bad free throw shooter. He's hit 12 of his last 13 on top of it. Oh, we got a hack right there. So Ron Hunter will get his first foul. Miami now with 4 team fouls. Again, though, Iowa State's already over the limit. 12-12 tie. And I'm surprised, aren't you, Gary, that it's gone this slow with 12-12?
Well, yes. I think the kids, both clubs, Harper struggled a little bit here, come out a little tight in their shooting, and I think we're going to see him loosen up and got some jams and some whatnot that helped the percentages, but haven't really shot the ball well.
Five points for Jeff Grayer. And he gives Iowa State the lead for the first time today. That's a timeout of the court with a score. Iowa State 13, Miami of Ohio 12. You all right? You comfortable? Okay.
You?
I'm just getting used to it again. That bird is the Hawkeye. His name is no. Cyclone is strutting his stuff for the first time this afternoon. Iowa State came out with 6 turnovers and 7 quick fouls, and it looked like it's going to be a long day for Johnny Orr and company, but Cy's finally got the chance to strut. There's Johnny Orr. I talked to an assistant coach yesterday. He said, you know, the last time we looked at films as a team was in December. He said, we looked at 10 minutes of Miami of Ohio, and that's it. Orr likes to keep things simple. He likes to play his people. He likes to get a lot of motion. He likes them to think on their own out there on the floor.
Iowa State picking up full court defense that time in a trap. 1-2-2 situation.
Can't get the shot. Can't get the follow. At point blank range. And there's that little Virgil again with another rebound.
Boy, Harper off the jump that time was covered up, dropped it off inside, and Miami missed 2 great opportunities to score.
Hornacek. Telegraphed that pass, didn't he?
Well, Schilling was dropped off in there, and Hornacek needed to close the gap if he used his dribble, but it's tough to go in when that guy's laying off about 6 feet off of you to pass it inside.
Oh, pretty. Schilling couldn't get it from point blank range either. And here come the Cyclones. Pretty shot.
Moss really gathered himself that time. Took his time as he got the pass, squared around the basket. You could just see him kind of pause and put it up off the glass.
2 points, and he averages 3 a game. So already we got a foul again. This time against Miami's Lamont Hanna. That'll be his first. This telecast is presented by authority of the NCAA, and any use of this program without written consent is prohibited. The announcers for this program have been approved and contracted by NCAA Productions. Transportation arrangements provided through Fugazi International Travel, the official travel agency for NCAA championships. 15-12, Iowa State leading. Their biggest lead so far in the ball game. They took over the lead at 13-12.
Miami changing up defenses. They'll do a lot of that, man for man.
What are they doing now? It looks just packed in there. It looks like a zone, and whatever they're doing, it's working. I think maybe it's confused Iowa State a little.
Hornacek almost out of play. Made a great save.
Harper can't get it to drop. That's about 3 times now. He's taken shots and done everything but drop. Hornacek on the drive.
Good job right there. He got cut off. Didn't get the angle of the basket. Was able to switch and use his left hand and get it up off the glass. And Iowa State roaring back from that early 7-point deficit. Now they've got themselves a 5-point lead.
Inside goes Miami again. This time it'll be another 3-point play opportunity for Lamont Hanna.
And Hanna, you can tell, is effective, but you can read him real quick right there that he is going to always fake and try and go to the basket. You look at Coach, Miami coach right there, Jerry Pearson. Here's the transition game that Iowa State likes. You see Hornacek here gets in deep. Now has to come back with the left hand, and a tough layup because he took off out there about 7 or 8 feet away. Whew. Big rebound by Greer.
Missed the free throw. (66-59). Cleveland State leads Indiana 66-59, a 7-point lead. Still in the second half. Another turnover against Iowa State. That's number 8.
They got the ball where they wanted it. Travel on Greer down inside.
17-14. Iowa State leads. We have clock ticking down to 7:15 right now. Frank Herzog along with Gary Thompson in Minnesota. It has snowed here for 2 out of the last 3 days.
Harper misfiring that time with Hanna. Goes up, Hanna turned, thought he was going up for the jump shot and turned his head.
That's 5 turnovers for Miami. They got 13 total turnovers in the first half of this game. That's enough for a normal game.
Now, Iowa State likes to run off a high post, but it hasn't been as effective. That's what they're going to get, is that outside shooting, because as you said so many times, Frank, Miami is just sinking back right in there. They're practically in the paint with 5 guys.
Trap defense by the Cyclones. Now they set up.
And they'll drop back Iowa State man for man. Unless they get in some foul trouble, serious foul trouble, Johnny Orr keeps his club man for man.
Jeff Greer has got the unenviable task of guarding Harper. There he is free across the lane, but he hasn't been able to get one. Harper has but 2 points. I think he's about 1 for 5. And at the other end, look, the driving shot by Iowa State's Gary Tompkins.
And Iowa State now getting out as Miami calls timeout on that transition game, and that's the game that they like to play.
A 7-point lead. Timeout of the court. Our score, Iowa State 21, Miami of Ohio 14.
We'll show you why Iowa State has busted out to a 21-14 point lead now, and that's their ability to get out on a transition. Grayer with a great rebound to Hornacek. He looks down court, gets it ahead to Tompkins, and you see he takes the pass to the basket, gets it up off the glass, and Iowa State has got their running game going.
Hornacek, co-captain, all Big 8. This is his 107th straight start.
Miami shooting a cold now, 6 for 15, only 40%. Iowa State is heated up with those transition baskets, 10 out of 18, 56%.
Action underneath. He just saw somebody hit the deck. Getting a little physical down there. Hornacek. Cheek back inside. Whoa! My goodness, there was a follow.
I'll tell you what's happening on that, though. They're doubling up on Harper. Grayer's fronting him. He got loose. Moss went to help. That left Hanna open to come in, and he slams it down with authority.
That's his 10th point of the afternoon. May exhibit a little frustration, too. He just kind of blew off some steam. Here comes Miami again. They're down by 5.
Moss a little off balance with that shot, falling backwards.
Pretty drive. There's Harper. A follow and a chance for a 3-point play.
Now, I watched Harper. He hasn't got it really going yet. He's starting to get into the flow, but he acts like he's really not doing much, and he floats along, and he's so smooth that all of a sudden, boom, he's to that basket, he's got position. Watch here. Newsom comes in. The little guy splits the defense, goes up, and again, going to help. You see, Harper got inside of Grayer that time, and then Moss over the top.
So Grayer's mistake was trying to help out on the driving shot. He's going to have to watch Harper.
He's going to have to watch Harper. Harper, a great rebounder, as we said, averaging over 11, and has extreme quickness in there. And you see how he was able to get to the board. Of course, he's great jumping ability.
He converts a 3-point play. Miami of Ohio's jumped right back into this, cut the lead to 2 now. Clock is moving down to 5 minutes. We're in the first half here at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. That's Hornacek with the ball. They're going to call a foul. I don't know. I might have called a jump ball there. Harper's going to get it. That's his first. That is 16 fouls now.
See Iowa State down. The lob pass comes into Robinson, and Harper going over, and you see he does come to him as Robinson had the path to the basket. Great defensive player, Harper, too. Last year was the defensive player of the year in the Mid-American Conference, so he can do it all. Much the same way as Grayer. We mentioned about him being tough defense, and he's got the job of covering Harper, and so far has done an excellent job. Now you got Harper out on the front. Miami continually changing defense. They're back to a 3-2 zone.
Harper the rebound. They got a break right here. 2-on-1. Schilling could not hold on to the ball long enough to put it in. It's a pretty drive, though.
Schilling, I think, was asking for the basket, which was tipped in. Miami showing that they can get out, and it all started when Harper got up. He went right over the top. He was on the backside of Iowa State. Went over the top, got the rebound, kicked out, got their break going.
Missed the free throw.
Schilling last year led the Mid-American Conference in assists.
He holds the all-time single-game record for Miami with 14.
So it shows that he can run this ball club too, and he's in there. Although Newsom has done a heck of a job. He's so quick.
21-20. We got a 1-point game with 4.5 minutes left to go in the first half.
There's been some surges by both clubs. First Miami, then Iowa State come back, and now the Redskins have made another run at it.
Here they go again with a rebound this time. Jeff Schilling driving that offense, trying to get something working here. Claiborne's back in the game. Oh, they couldn't get the oop to Harper.
Great defense by Grayer reading that play.
Pretty pass by Sam Hill. Can they convert it? No. Yes, they can eventually.
If you don't get it the first time, give it that second effort. That's what Tompkins did. Johnny Orr looking a little bit more pleased right there now.
Well, he's starting to get a little better balance with his scoring, too. Hornacek was 6. And Tompkins now, that was his 4th. Robinson's got 4. Grayer's got 5. Claiborne back off the bench with his 2nd field goal.
Good-looking freshman. Played in the Ohio North-South All-Star game. Averaged 19 points and 5 rebounds in high school.
Oh, did he walk? Doesn't make any difference. They didn't call it.
Well, Miami got the basket anyhow. They had numbers again. They had a 2-on-1 situation. The pass throwing just a little bit behind him. He had to wait for it, but Newsom gets the jumper.
Shot clock has not been a factor in this game. Have you noticed? They could probably play with a 15-second clock.
Iowa State stretching that zone. They're actually in a 1-4 setup with Hornacek on the point.
Tough shot and a good one by Grayer.
Well, he likes that baseline, and Iowa State needs to get that ball to him as much as possible. I think he'll be able to operate down in there.
At one point, Iowa State led by 7. It's back to a 1-point lead. Miami jumped out 9-2 early in the game.
And you see why Schilling is a good assist man. Good pass right there to Harper.
I think these two teams are kind of like a couple of fighters. We've watched about the first 4 rounds of a fight here. They're feeling each other out. 2 fouls now on Sam Hill. Harper at the line.
This is about, when you look at his stats and everything that he's done, Harper, this is his one deficiency probably, his free throw. He's only 66.3 from the line. He rolls one in.
I honestly believe that Ron Harper may be the most over-publicized, underrated player in America. He's the worst kept secret in college basketball now because everybody has written stories saying, boy, this guy's a secret. Nobody knows about him. The NBA scouts would love to have him. They've written so many of those stories now that he's well known because he's unknown.
Well, making the second All-American team speaks for itself because in this day and age, there's a lot of great players.
We've seen one NBA general manager here today, Washington Bullets general manager Bob Ferry, and I know he's looking at Ron Harper.
Now you see Miami 1-3-1 zone. They're giving Iowa State a lot of defensive looks.
First bucket for Sam Hill. Still a 27-26, 1-point Iowa State lead. Schilling with a shot. We got a foul underneath against Iowa State. Foul is on Sam Hill, and that'll be 3 on him. They've got him for 2. We got him for 3.
It isn't on Sam Hill.
Oh, it isn't
He's
on
on
Sam
the line.
Hill.
I thought the official put up 3-3 when he signaled it.
Maybe it's Lampe. Tim Lampe, number 33, the other way. His first foul. Lampe, the senior, 6'8", 230-pound senior.
Lampe, a transfer out of Cleveland State, who's right now giving Indiana trouble.
Yeah. Sam Hill did not convert the one-on-one. And he's a 75% free throw shooter. So
here's Miami operating again out of that 1-4 offense. A lot of picks. Look at Harper. He'll just move down. They bring him down to pick and then try and post him up on the baseline.
Air ball. Shot and air ball.
I tell you, Grayer's giving him fits. Not from that particular defense there, but he is on him tight.
Pretty shot and no call. Trying to get all the charge.
And that's 6 for Robinson off the bench. We said that he has given Iowa State a lot of offense, particularly late in the season here.
But they'll call it the other way. The driving shot, they're going to call a charge.
Well, he'll count the basket here as I saw it.
Ron Hunter.
Right.
Hunter's second foul. And that was his first bucket of the day. The guy who averages about 9 points a game. To the line, Elmer Robinson. Take it back, 44. Prayer.
Then we look at the other side for Iowa State, a great player, but again, he struggles at the free throw line, only 61.5 from that charity stripe.
He can't convert that.
Miami a chance to take the lead again.
Now we got another whistle inside, and this time it is Sam Hill who gets his third personal foul. So to the line now goes Miami of Ohio. They'll substitute. David Moss will come back in quickly for Hill. I believe it's Lampe who'll shoot the free throws.
Fouls really mounting up on Iowa State. Got Hill with 3. We had Virgil early with 3. So 2 of their starters.
Lampe was a starter last year. Lost his job to First. Started about 24 games last year, I think.
Got 8 starts this year. But not seeing as much action. Down to about 10 minutes per game.
Got them both, 55% free throw shooter, and he hits them both. So I think we're going to throw those stats out the window today. They don't mean anything in this game.
Now Miami, which was down 7, 21-14, they've taken the lead back 30-29.
Minute and 10 seconds left to go here in the first half. Iowa State wants to look for a good shot. We're talking about lead here. Big psychological advantage going to the dressing room with a lead.
Once they run it down here, I was going to say they're going to get a chance to get 2 for 1 on the shots on the clock, but they're going to run it down where Miami is going to have the last shot of the half.
We're at 8 seconds on the shot clock. 5, 4, 3. Oh, a clutch jumper.
That isn't normally the guy you look for outside when you're running down for the 20-footer, but Tompkins gets it down, and it should say he has been shooting well percentage-wise, 59.5. You can't get much better than that. Iowa State electing now as Miami's going to kill the clock and go for 1 here.
Harper wants the ball.
But Iowa State coming out and putting some pressure on.
He's called the play. He got the play from Jerry Pearson over on the bench. Here goes Schilling to run the offense. 31-30 Iowa State. Harper's shot. He can't buy one. Iowa State. Almost. Whale of a first half like 2 heavyweights. We're at the 8-round mark. That's the end of the first half with the score. Iowa State 31, Miami of Ohio 30. We'll be back after these messages and a local station break. This is an NCAA Productions telecast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameras. Same thing, you're on the left.
We'll do him. We can do him. It's all right. Go ahead and relax. We can do him. Yeah, we can do him. Otherwise, we're going to Bill.
I got to meet with my team in there.
All right.
What are we going to talk about?
Drugs, alcohol, illegal
Gambling,
recruiting,
prostitution.
prostitution.
Get it all.
You've been watching the first half of this, huh?
Yeah.
We'll talk about these teams.
Yeah, they'd like just
Gary Tompkins is 6 points and 1 foul.
You want me to pick a mic?
no.
Points and 3 personal.
You're in the next talk.
Jeff Benedict
What?
is 6 points.
No,
We have to do it.
knows.
Got to do it now. He can't. He's got a team meeting.
We gotta go.
3 fouls. Jeff Grayer, 7 points,
You want
1
me to back
foul.
out?
Now they're going to change around the
Alvin Robinson, 6 points.
Okay.
David Boss, 2 points and 2 fouls. Total 30 points for Miami.
What do you think of this?
Eric Newsom has 4 points and 2 fouls.
Going right back?
Wow,
it's
it's
going to
gonna
be
be
Grayer's
four
gonna
points.
go down Harper. Yeah, that's one of the keys.
Matt Staker, 0 points for 1 foul.
Iowa State's getting pretty good balance, aren't they?
No fouls.
Iowa State has pretty good balance, don't they?
It's Iowa State by a single point at halftime by Miami of Ohio. The winner of this game you're watching gets to play Michigan, the Big Ten champion, tomorrow. Coach of Michigan is here with us, Bill Frieder. You've been watching this first half. What did you think?
Well, I thought it was a well-played game. Miami went 5 minutes or so without a basket. They seemed to be stuck on 12. But then they came back, and Iowa State has got good balance and great quickness. I think Grayer's doing a pretty good defensive job on Harper, so I think it's a great game.
You're a head coach, and you got all these assistants that work for you. Why are you watching this game?
Well, you know, we're going to go back pretty soon, but we're going to meet with our kids right now to decide whether we want to go back now or wait till the end of this game. But I'm just watching and relaxing. The other guys are working.
What do you worry about in this tournament now? You had a little shaky start in your game.
Well, you just have to, what's happened already is behind us, and now we have to get ready for the winner of this game, and that's the most important thing, our next opponent.
When that game started, you did not start Roy Tarpley today because of what we heard was a minor problem on the team. Can you elaborate on that any?
That's all it was, a very minor thing. In fact, he did such a great job handling it that I felt bad that I did it, but it was just something I didn't want to ignore, and I decided not to start him, and now it's over, but it was very minor.
You've been here before. You're the veteran coach in this tournament. What do you need to do to survive?
Well, we have to play 40 minutes of good basketball, and that includes all phases. Our rebounding was not good today. We did play a pretty good second half, but now it's getting to the point where you better play 40 minutes of excellent game ball.
All right, Bill. Well, they tell me the team that wins this thing usually struggles in its first game. Maybe that's a good sign.
Well, I hope that's the clue.
Thank you for talking with us. We'll be back with more of our halftime activities right after these messages.
Power. Teamwork. Excellence. The NCAA Men's Volleyball Championship. This message furnished by the NCAA.
Iowa State with a 1-point lead here at halftime, 31-30. You heard Bill Frieder talk about what a heavyweight fight this was. Both teams make a little mistakes, both teams a little tentative. The thing that impresses me, as Gary Thompson, as I look at this score sheet, is the balanced scoring that Iowa State got in the first half. 7 from Grayer, and then they got 6 each from Hornacek, Tompkins, and Robinson. They've got to be happy there.
Well, that's always the key. If you can get balanced scoring, that's the best thing you've got going for. Harper, of course, is a big scorer for Miami, but Jeff Grayer did a tremendous job on him. But they started the game, to me, going to Hannah and attacking Hill down inside. They do have 3 fouls on him, and he was double-figure scoring, I think, with 10.
All right, I've been having a ball today doing this game with this guy because I used to watch him play for the Akron Goodyears. He's played basketball so many years. You must have been in situations where your team was a little tentative or just maybe made some mistakes or just couldn't seem to get into a rhythm in the first half. What happened at halftime? What was the kind of thing that got you going?
Well, I think it's a matter of the play. I think they're going to start heating up things. You're in an NCAA tournament. There's a lot of pressure. You come out and a little tight, but these kids are talented athletes, and I think you'll see them come out and perform even better in this second half.
Jeff Grayer is doing a great job on Ron Harper, but I'm still kind of expecting Harper to go off here in the second half.
Well, he's the kind of player, like I say, they started soft with him going to Hannah. That was their game plan, but Harper's a tremendous talent, as you can see by the abilities he's showing.
Well, it promises to be a great second half if it's going to be anything like the first. We're excited about it. We'll be back with more of our halftime activities right after these messages. All right, what do you got? All right. Why don't you do the first one?
Iowa State?
The fast break by Iowa
Okay.
State, and I'll follow up with one
All
by
right.
Miami.
After this, we'll have a 3-minute break, and then you'll come down here after this highlights.
How long is this segment? How long do they want it? How long do you want this segment?
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 more games are scheduled for this evening. At 7 o'clock, North Carolina State University and the University of Iowa. Followed by the University of Notre Dame against Arkansas Little Rock. That's tonight here at the Dome.
You see our halftime score. I'm Frank Herzog along with Gary Thompson. It's a little deceiving. Miami of Ohio started off this game, jumped out to a 7-point lead. Then Iowa State came back and got out to a 7-point lead. And now we come back to a 1-point ball game. I think maybe the balance is the thing that's kept Iowa State, we've got to play, kept Iowa State in this game.
Well, it has, and both clubs made runs. Iowa State turned it over earlier, but here's now we got Miami inside and going up for the rebound.